Hello. The weather's starting to pick up a bit. I managed to get out yesterday and sow my red onions. I'm going to finish the job off today. I've got some white onions to go in. Excuse me, Molly. Excuse me. They're the onion sets. They've been sitting in this compost now for a few weeks. You can see they're starting to grow. I'll have roots on them. But before I do that, a couple of tips. These things here are crates that mushrooms are delivered in. You can probably see the little mushroom there. Maybe not. These are mushroom crates. Anyone that's buying mushrooms in bulk, buy them in these crates. And as far as I'm aware, these crates are just once used, then discarded. So if you're a gardener, these come in very handy for a number of reasons. So there's a number of applications for these. For example, last year I stored my onions in them, and they're stacked very nicely, one on top of the other, and there's loads of airflow through the basket, and so it's great for storing your onions in. But that's just a couple of uses. Seed tray inside, store your onions inside. Okay, let's put these to one side. We'll go down the garden in a minute. These guys are also once used. These baskets, you'll get these for free. They're thrown away, they're discarded, cost nothing. These guys, ex-cut flower water buckets, they're sold off by Morrison's. I think it's about 99 pence for 10, about 10 pence each, so these are virtually free, aren't they? 10 pence each. And this is something I want to tell you about. I grow potatoes in these, you know that if you're a subscriber to my channel. There's loads of videos on there growing one seed potato in these. But one experiment I tried a couple of years back, or maybe even last year, was to grow potatoes in shopping bags. Now, you may have seen these guys advertised, not exactly these buckets, but one bucket inside another, and the internal bucket has a huge section cut away. And you plant your potatoes in there, and if you want to take some potatoes off it but without destroying the potato plant, you lift this bucket out and you can actually see potatoes growing through, and you can take them, pop that back in and grow your potato on. But this is something I tried last year or the year before, I can't recall. Just get the humble shopping bag. These used to be free, 5 pence each now. Line your pot with the shopping bag, fill that with compost and set your seed potato in that. Now there's a couple of things you need to do to prepare this bag before it goes in there, a couple of things you really need to know. But the upshot of it is, at the end of the day, you're going to lift everything out in that shopping bag, harvest potatoes, then put it back in. If you're contemplating actually buying this arrangement where you've got one with the cutout sitting inside the other, you might want to have a look at the videos I posted. I think if you probably type in potatoes growing in shopping bags, something like that, you'll see the videos, you'll actually see a reveal, and you'll see how to prepare the bag so that it's okay for going in here and doing that. Okay, so let's go down the garden. We'll sow these onions. I'll show you the ones I sowed yesterday. I'll show you another good use for these mushroom crates, and then we'll call it a day. Come on, let's go down the garden. Come on, Bob. Come on, Bob. This board is 6 inches wide, and these chalk marks are 5 inches apart, and basically I'm moving it along against these bamboos, and every 5 inches every 5" we make a small hole, and I'm doing that because these onion sets have got roots on, so I want to try and get the roots in the hole. So let's take some of these onions out of this tray and see what we've got. Now there will be some root disturbance here, it's got to be, but we'll try and get most of this root in the hole, and if we can do that, water these guys in, that should do the trick. Now, one of the problems you have at this time of year, you might be able to hear those sparrows in the background. Onion sets usually have some loose skin on them, probably coming off the top where there's been some growth as the onion set was being prepared. And the sparrows see that as potential nesting material. So a sparrow will come along and quite easily pull those out. So we'll need to protect these for a week or two till these roots get into the soil, get a grip. So let's plant a few of these and see where we're at. This row isn't finished off with red skins up there, but we'll finish this off with these white skins. Okay. Let's tuck the roots in as best we can, get them all in there. Sit this guy on top. Oops, don't worry about a couple that we might lose, there's plenty more. And firm him in. Now I will be watering these later, so hopefully they all get away. As I've said, some of these roots will become casualties, but there's plenty of them, don't worry about it. How's that? Right. Just move the board along like this. I'm going to produce another row of holes. Now you're not wanting to see me do all of this, so I'm going to switch the video off now. I'll put it back on when I'm completed, let you see the completed job. But I want to show you another use for these mushroom crates. Because though they were made to measure, this is an 8 foot by 4 foot bed. Let's see the sparrows get at these onions. Now we're only going to leave these guys on for a few weeks, just till these guys get the roots down, and then the sparrows won't be able to pull them out. They'll have too good a grip, they'll have too good a hold of the soil. How good is that? How good is that? That's us finished now then. I've got all the onions in, as you can see. Remember this guy? That's that one red skin that came in the packet of white skin onions. What did we call it? A mystery onion. Did we call it a mystery onion or something? And I've also got some shallots. I've planted some shallots. Now if you fancy growing shallots and you haven't got any room, you haven't got a raised bed or anything to grow them in, you can actually grow shallots in pots. I'll just give these a drink of water while I'm talking. You can actually grow shallots in pots, and I've done it. And there's videos on the channel that'll show you how to do that. So if you want to have a look, just type in something like shallots in pots, something like that. You find the video. You see me sowing the shallots and you'll see me harvesting the shallots. And I think, from memory, I put 4 shallots in a 10-inch pot, and I think I got 25 shallots back at the end of the season from a 10-inch pot. Now if you like your shallots and you haven't got room in the garden, you want to give them a go, that's got to be worth a shout, hasn't it? 4 in, 25 out. And I'm growing the shallots in my raised bed this year, so I'll just finish watering these. I think you've probably seen enough of this bit now, so I'll switch the video off. And then we'll go up the garden and I'll show you that last trick for these mushroom crates. I think you'll enjoy it. And then what you need to do is get yourself down to your local recycler. But generally these plastic crates won't fit through the slots, and you'll find them lying about the place. Just pick yourself a few up. Okay, everybody's had a drink. Let's go back up the garden. Okay. Something else you can use these mushroom crates for. I don't think that looks a bit like a garden riddle. Could we use it as a garden riddle if we didn't have one? We could probably use it on something that's fairly lightweight. I wouldn't suggest you use this on heavy clay soils, they're not that strong. But something a lot lighter would go through there for definite. Right. Okay, so I'm not going to insult your intelligence here. This compost has already been through my garden riddle. I've got a garden riddle, so it's already riddled, so I know there are no stones in there. So I'm going to demonstrate this as a riddle. Well, what we'll do is we'll add some stones. Okay. We'll throw a few in there. And then we'll pile this compost in as though it's compost that hasn't been riddled, and it's full of stones like that, and then we'll use it as a riddle. Let's see. Hey, how are you diddling? How's that looking? Should do that again. I enjoyed that. Yeah, we'll do it again. Let's put some compost in there. Mushroom crate riddle, light duties only. How's that? How's that? That's done the job, hasn't it? Garden riddle. Hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.